Close your eyes for a moment and step into the feeling of already being the person you wish to be. Let go of effort, let go of wanting. You do not need to try to become, just assume you already are. What would change in your posture, your voice, your thoughts? If you were already wealthy, deeply loved, and completely fulfilled, how would you carry yourself? There is no hesitation, no questioning. You do not look around for proof because you are the proof. You do not seek validation because you already know. The mistake many make is believing that circumstances shape their identity, but the truth is, your identity shapes your circumstances. If you identify as one who has, your world will adjust accordingly. If you identify as one who lacks, your world will reflect that lack. Do not wait for the world to grant you permission to feel abundant. Feel abundant now. Act as if the doors are already open. Speak as if the opportunities have already arrived. Move as if success is inevitable. A wealthy man does not wish to be wealthy, he knows he is. A loved woman does not chase love, she knows she is adored. They do not doubt, they do not beg, they do not question. They live in the conviction that what is theirs cannot be taken from them. So I ask you, how would you act if you had everything you ever wanted? Act like that now, and soon the world will catch up to your belief. The world you see, the circumstances you experience, and the life you live are nothing more than a mirror of your internal state. Your reality is not separate from you. It is an extension of your thoughts, your beliefs, and most importantly, your assumptions. You are not at the mercy of fate, nor are you bound by external conditions. Instead, your assumptions about yourself determine the script that life follows. If you believe yourself to be fortunate, opportunities seem to arise effortlessly. If you see yourself as struggling, obstacles appear at every turn. This is not a coincidence. It is the natural order of consciousness. Life is always reflecting back to you what you assume to be true about yourself. It is not enough to simply wish for a better life. You must assume the state of being the person who already lives that better life. Your inner dialogue is the most powerful force shaping your reality. Every thought you entertain, every belief you hold, every silent conversation you have with yourself determines the experiences that unfold before you. If you constantly tell yourself that life is hard, that success is elusive, or that love always ends in disappointment, the world will affirm those beliefs with precision. It is not that the universe is against you, it is that it is responding perfectly to the script you have written. Consider for a moment the power of assumption. If a man walks into a room assuming he is confident, self-assured, and worthy, the world responds to him in kind. People sense his presence, respect his energy, and treat him accordingly. On the other hand, if that same man enters with an inner dialogue of doubt, fear, and insecurity, the world mirrors that back to him. He is overlooked, dismissed, or treated with indifference. The difference is not in the external world, it is in his state of being. Many make the mistake of trying to change the external without first changing the internal. They chase wealth without assuming the state of abundance. They seek love while still carrying the wounds of unworthiness. They long for success while believing deep down that they are not enough. This is why so many struggle, because they are trying to force a reality that contradicts their inner assumptions. The world does not respond to what you want, it responds to who you are in consciousness. You must first embody the state of the person who already has what you desire. If you wish to be wealthy, you must assume the mindset of one who is already prosperous. If you desire love, you must walk in the certainty that you are already cherished. This is not pretense or self-deception. It is the law of assumption in action. Imagine for a moment that you have already arrived at the life you desire. How would you think? How would you speak? How would you carry yourself? If you truly believed in your success, you would no longer entertain thoughts of failure. If you were convinced of your worthiness, you would no longer tolerate situations that diminish you. This shift in consciousness is what creates change, not mere effort, not external validation, but a deep internal knowing. Every day, you have the power to rewrite the narrative of your life. Observe your inner dialogue. What are you saying to yourself? Are you reinforcing lack, limitation, and doubt, or are you affirming your abundance, confidence, and certainty? The world cannot help but conform to the dominant thoughts you hold about yourself. If you desire a different reality, change the way you see yourself and the world will follow. Reality is not something outside of you, it is within you. The moment you truly grasp this, you will no longer chase, struggle, or fight against circumstances. You will understand that all change begins within, and as you shift your assumptions, the external world must adjust accordingly. What you assume to be true will manifest, for life is simply a reflection of your inner state. The greatest mistake people make is believing that they must first see change before they can feel it. They wait for circumstances to improve, for money to appear, for love to arrive, or for success to be validated before they allow themselves to feel abundant, loved, or accomplished. But this is not how reality works. The external world is only a reflection of what is already established within you. If you want to experience something new, you must first feel it as if it is already yours. Every great transformation begins with an inner shift. The moment you allow yourself to feel differently without waiting for proof, you set unseen forces into motion. Most people, however, do the opposite. They let their emotions be dictated by what their senses report. If their bank account is empty, they feel lack. If they are single, they feel lonely. If their goals have not yet materialized, they feel defeated. But this is reacting to the world, not creating it. To change your reality, you must generate the feeling of already having what you desire. Consider how you would feel if everything you wanted were already yours. How would you wake up in the morning? What kind of confidence would you carry throughout the day? Would you feel stress, doubt, or desperation? Or would you move through life with a quiet certainty, knowing that all you desire is already in motion? The answer is clear. The version of you who has everything is not waiting, worrying, or questioning. That version of you is living in the fulfillment of your desires right now. This is the key. You must assume the feeling before the fact. Many dismiss this as mere imagination, but they fail to understand that imagination is the foundation of all creation. Every great success, every great invention, every great transformation first existed in the mind of someone who dared to feel it real before it became visible. A wealthy person does not feel broke. Even if they lose money, they maintain the inner state of abundance, and soon their reality adjusts. A loved person does not feel unworthy, even if they are momentarily alone. They remain in the vibration of love, and soon love must manifest. It is not the outer world that dictates the inner world. It is the inner world that shapes the outer. If you struggle to feel the reality of your desires, start small. Close your eyes and imagine yourself already in possession of what you seek. Not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. How does it feel? Let that feeling flood your body, saturate your mind, and anchor itself in your being. Do not wait for proof. Feel it first. This is not about pretending or forcing yourself to believe something against your will. It is about aligning your emotions with the truth of what is possible. It is about stepping into the state of the person who already has what you seek. When you do this consistently, something remarkable happens. Your external world begins to shift to match your internal state. Opportunities appear. People respond to you differently. Circumstances rearrange themselves in ways you could never predict. Most dismiss this process because they are too attached to their physical senses. They believe only what they can see, hear, and touch. But what is seen is only a reflection of what has already been imagined and felt. If you want something new, you must be willing to feel it real before you see it appear. The world does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are in consciousness. The moment you embody the feeling of already having, the world bends to mirror your state. This is not wishful thinking, this is the fundamental nature of reality. Feel it first, and soon you will see it. The greatest illusion that keeps people trapped in limitation is their reliance on the physical senses. They look at their bank accounts and decide they are poor. They see their empty home and believe they are alone. They observe their current job and assume they are stuck. This dependence on what is seen binds them to their present circumstances, preventing any true transformation. But the truth is this: what is unseen is more real than what is visible. The external world is nothing more than a reflection of the unseen world, the thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions you hold within. To change your life, you must stop reacting to what your senses report. The physical world is always a step behind the unseen reality of your consciousness. What you see today is merely the result of yesterday's assumptions. If you wish to create something new, you cannot allow what is in front of you to dictate your state of being. Instead, you must live in the unseen. Act as though you already possess all you desire, and the physical world will be forced to conform. Consider a man who wishes to be wealthy. If he continues to focus on his current financial struggle, feeling the weight of lack, worrying about bills, and reaffirming the belief that he is poor, he is keeping himself locked in that state. His physical world will reflect his inner conviction, ensuring that he remains in a cycle of scarcity. But if this man chooses to detach from the evidence of his senses and instead steps into the assumption that he is already wealthy, something extraordinary happens. His thoughts, his energy, and his actions begin to shift. He no longer carries the burden of lack. He moves with the quiet confidence of a person who knows abundance is his. And soon, his external world must follow. This is not wishful thinking. It is a fundamental truth. The unseen world, your inner state, is the cause, and the physical world is the effect. If you spend your life reacting to effects, you remain a slave to them. But if you turn inward and create from the unseen, you take control of your destiny. You must ask yourself, do I trust the physical world more than I trust the unseen? If you rely only on what your senses show you, you will always be limited by your current reality. You will never escape the loop of repeating what already exists. But if you learn to detach, if you train yourself to see beyond appearances, you will discover that true power lies not in what is, but in what can be. The person who truly understands this principle does not waver when faced with external challenges. If they are met with rejection, they do not accept it as final. If they experience temporary setbacks, they do not dwell in frustration. They remain steadfast in their assumption, knowing that what they hold in consciousness must eventually materialize. Living in the unseen is not about ignoring reality. It is about shaping it. It is about refusing to let the temporary dictate the eternal. It is about holding the feeling of your desire fulfilled so firmly that the world has no choice but to rearrange itself in accordance with your belief. Everything you seek is already yours in the unseen. The love you desire, the success you long for, the freedom you crave, it already exists in consciousness. The only thing that stands between you and its manifestation is your willingness to assume it before your senses confirm it. The moment you stop reacting to appearances and start trusting in the unseen, everything begins to shift. Detach from what is, live in what can be, and soon what can be will become what is. There is a profound difference between those who have everything and those who struggle. It is not luck, nor is it chance. It is a state of being, a way of carrying oneself that commands reality to align with their assumptions. Those who have everything move through life with a quiet confidence, an unshakable knowing that they are worthy of abundance, success, love, and fulfillment. They do not question whether they deserve good things. They simply assume it as natural. And it is this assumption that shapes their world. You must ask yourself, how would you move if you already had everything you desire? How would you walk if you knew you were wealthy? How would you speak if you were already successful? How would you think if love, health, and joy were already yours? The answer is clear. You would not hesitate. You would not second guess. You would not shrink yourself or act from a place of lack. You would move with the confidence of ownership, and in doing so, you would naturally attract the very things you seek. Most people, however, do the opposite. They wait for external proof before they allow themselves to feel confident. They wait for money before they feel abundant. They wait for love before they feel worthy. They wait for success before they feel accomplished. But this is a backwards approach. The world is only a reflection of your state of being. If you wait for proof, you will never receive it. But if you embody the feeling first, reality must mirror it. Confidence is not arrogance. It is not forcing yourself to believe something that feels untrue. It is the quiet, unwavering knowing that what you desire is already yours. It is carrying yourself with the energy of someone who does not chase, beg, or hope. They simply expect. This expectation is a powerful force. It changes the way you think, the way you speak, the way you act. And as you shift internally, the external world must shift to match. Think of the people you admire, those who seem to have life effortlessly work in their favor. What do they have in common? It is not struggle, it is not desperation, it is certainty. They move with an ease that tells the world, I belong here, I deserve this, I am worthy, and because they assume it, the world confirms it. This is the secret. You do not wait for permission. You do not wait for circumstances to convince you. You decide. You embody the feeling now and the universe responds. This applies to every area of life. If you desire wealth, move as though wealth is already yours. This does not mean reckless spending or pretending to be someone you are not. It means carrying the vibration of abundance, making decisions from a place of security rather than fear. If you desire love, carry yourself as though you are already deeply loved. You do not need to chase, convince, or prove your worth to anyone. Your very presence radiates self-assurance, and this energy draws love toward you effortlessly. If you desire success, think, speak, and act as though success is inevitable. When you believe in yourself without hesitation, others will too. The most powerful thing you can do is trust in your own worth. Stop waiting for the world to validate you. Stop looking for evidence before you believe in yourself. Decide now that you are already the person who has everything. Walk into every room with a quiet certainty that you belong. Speak with authority, think with conviction. This is not about pretending, it is about aligning with the truth that has always been within you. When you move with the confidence of ownership, you shift into the frequency of abundance. You stop chasing and things start coming to you. Opportunities appear, people respond differently, doors open. This is not magic, it is law. You receive what you are, so step into the version of yourself who already has it all, and soon your world will reflect it. Gratitude is the final step, the confirmation that you have fully assumed the reality you desire. It is the bridge between the unseen and the seen, between the imagined and the manifested. Most people misunderstand gratitude, believing it is something to be expressed only after receiving a blessing. They wait until they physically see the money, the love, the success, and only then do they give thanks. But this is not how true creation works. Gratitude is not a reaction, it is a cause. When you are grateful for what you do not yet physically see, you declare that it is already yours. You affirm that you have received it in the unseen, and therefore it must appear in the seen. This is the ultimate act of faith, the proof that you truly believe. And belief is what brings all things into existence. If you can thank the universe now, before the evidence arrives, you step into the version of yourself who already has everything you seek. And once you align with that version of yourself, your physical world must shift to match. Most people, however, operate from the opposite mindset. They focus on what they lack. They dwell on what is missing. They constantly reinforce their current reality by complaining, worrying, and doubting. In doing so, they keep themselves trapped in limitation, unable to break free. What they do not realize is that their state of being is the only thing holding them back. The moment they shift into gratitude, everything changes. Gratitude carries a frequency of abundance. It sends a clear signal to the universe, I already have what I desire, and I am thankful for it. This energy is magnetic. It pulls experiences, opportunities, and circumstances into alignment with your assumption. It is the difference between someone who waits in desperation and someone who walks in certainty. One is filled with doubt while the other is filled with confidence. and confidence always wins. Imagine two people seeking wealth. One constantly worries about money, feeling the weight of scarcity. Every thought, every word, every action reinforces the belief that they do not have enough. The other, however, wakes up each morning and gives thanks for their financial abundance, even if at the moment their bank account says otherwise. They do not beg, they do not plead, they do not worry, they simply live as though their wealth is already a reality. The first person remains stuck, trapped by their own assumptions. The second person, however, inevitably attracts wealth because they have already embodied it in consciousness. The same applies to love, success, health, and every other desire. If you want love, be grateful now, as though you are already in the most fulfilling relationship. If you want success, give thanks now, as though you have already achieved it. If you want perfect health, express gratitude for your body's strength and vitality, even before you feel it physically. The feeling of gratitude seals the deal. It confirms that you have shifted into the state where your desire is already fulfilled. And once you reach that state, manifestation is inevitable. The key is to make gratitude a daily practice. Not something you reserve for moments when things are going well, but something you choose regardless of circumstances. Each morning, give thanks for what you desire as though it has already come to pass. Feel it deeply. Let the emotion of gratitude fill your heart. You do not wait for proof. Proof comes after belief, not before. Understand that the universe is always responding to you. If you dwell in frustration, lack, or impatience, it mirrors that back to you. But if you dwell in gratitude, if you walk through life knowing that all you seek is already yours, the universe has no choice but to confirm it. This is law. Gratitude is not just a virtue, it is a tool. Use it and watch how effortlessly your world transforms. The world you see around you is not separate from you. It is not something happening to you, nor is it something beyond your control. It is in fact a reflection, a mirror of your inner world, a shadow cast by your dominant thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. The mistake most people make is believing that circumstances are the cause of their emotions, their identity, and their sense of self. But this is entirely backward. Circumstances are merely the effect. The cause lies within you. Change the cause and the effect must follow. Consider a mirror. If you frown at your reflection, the image frowns back. If you smile, the reflection smiles. You would never try to change the reflection by reaching into the mirror. You simply change your own expression. In the same way, if you wish to change your external reality, you must first shift what is happening within, your beliefs, your assumptions, your dominant state of being. All of these project onto the screen of reality, forming the experiences you call life. The external world is nothing more than a delayed photograph of your inner world. It does not instantly shift the moment you change within, but given time, the world must rearrange itself to match your new state. This is why persistence is key. Many people make a temporary change in their thinking, but when they do not see immediate results, they fall back into old patterns of doubt and fear. They do not realize that the world is still catching up to the new self-concept they briefly adopted. If they had remained firm in their new assumption, the reflection would have changed in time. To truly transform your life, you must first transform your mind. You must choose, with unwavering conviction, to see yourself differently. If you believe yourself to be wealthy, despite what your bank account says, the world will eventually confirm it. If you believe yourself to be loved, even when alone, the world will mirror that assumption back to you. If you believe yourself to be successful, regardless of what the present moment suggests, opportunities will inevitably appear. The world has no choice but to reflect what you hold as true within yourself. But what happens when you refuse to take control of your inner world? You become a prisoner of circumstance, reacting to whatever life throws at you instead of creating intentionally. This is how most people live. They see failure and assume they are failures. They experience rejection and assume they are unworthy. They struggle financially and assume they are destined for lack. But all of these conditions are merely the delayed reflection of old assumptions. The moment they shift their self-concept, the world must begin to rearrange accordingly. Your past does not matter. Your current circumstances do not matter. The only thing that truly matters is what you assume to be true about yourself now. If you have lived in lack, you can shift into wealth. If you have lived in loneliness, you can shift into love. If you have lived in struggle, you can shift into ease. The moment you take ownership of your inner world, the external world will bow to your new state. Understand that the world is never against you. It is simply responding to you. It has always been responding to you. If you look around and do not like what you see, do not fight the reflection. Change the source. Do not struggle against circumstances. Shift the mind that created them. Speak as the person who already has what they desire. Think as that person. Walk as that person. And soon the world will have no choice but to reflect your new self back to you. This is not wishful thinking. This is law. Everything you desire already exists within you. The world you experience is nothing more than a reflection of your inner state. A delayed photograph of your dominant beliefs, assumptions, and emotions. If you wish to change your reality, you must first change the way you see yourself. Feel it before you see it. Detach from the physical and live in the unseen. Move with the confidence of ownership, knowing that you are already the person you aspire to be. Express gratitude as though you have already received your desires, for gratitude is the ultimate confirmation of belief. And most importantly, remember that the world is only mirroring you. Shift your self-concept and the reflection must change. There is no struggle in this. There is no need to chase, beg, or force. Simply assume, embody, and allow the world to align with your new state. Walk in faith, knowing that what you seek is already yours. When you truly understand this, life becomes effortless. Manifestation is no longer a process. It is a natural unfolding of who you are. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin with a truth when someone walks back into your life. It's not just a moment, it's a test. And how you respond, how you carry yourself, will determine the respect you gain or lose in that moment. When he contacts you, whether it's a text, a call, or an unexpected "hey, been thinking about you," don't rush to respond. Don't jump at the sound of his name like you've been waiting by the phone. Instead, pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, what does this moment mean for me? The biggest mistake you can make is letting your emotions take the wheel. If you react impulsively, you risk giving away your power. And let me tell you, the moment you give someone your power, they will take it every single time. You see, there's a version of you he remembers, a version that might have settled, that might have been too available. But this version of you, this new you, she knows her worth. And worth doesn't chase, it attracts. Worth doesn't explain, it shows. Now let's talk about silence. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. When he reaches out, resist the urge to over-explain yourself, your choices, or your feelings. Trust me, if he's reaching out, he already knows what he lost. You don't need to remind him. But here's the real heart of it: when someone who left your life tries to come back, they're not just checking on you, they're checking the boundaries you've set. Don't make the mistake of lowering those boundaries because of nostalgia or loneliness. Let your standards speak for you. You've worked too hard to heal, to grow, to become the person you are today. So don't let a single message or phone call undo the progress you've made. If he's coming back, he needs to meet you at the level you've risen to, not drag you back to the level you left behind. Confidence is your best ally. When he contacts you, don't chase, don't beg, and don't settle. Walk with the strength of someone who knows they are enough, because you are. Let him see that if he wants to stay in your life, it's going to take more than just words. So I leave you with this: protect your peace. Guard your heart. And when someone reaches out, don't make the mistake of forgetting the power you hold. Because in the end, how you respond says more about you than it ever will about him. When life presents you with unexpected situations, especially moments charged with emotional weight, your initial reaction sets the tone for everything that follows. Whether it's a call from someone who once hurt you, a chance encounter with a figure from your past, or even a difficult conversation with a loved one, the way you respond in that first moment is critical. It's not just about what you say or do, it's about the energy you bring into that interaction. And that's where staying grounded becomes essential. You see, emotions are powerful. They are the raw, unfiltered language of the heart, and they can elevate us to incredible heights or drag us down into chaos. When faced with a situation that stirs those emotions, especially when it's tied to someone who has a hold on your heart, it's easy to let those feelings dictate your actions. But here's the truth: reacting impulsively, out of anger, sadness, or even excitement, can lead to decisions you may regret later. Think of your emotions as a river. When they're flowing peacefully, they nourish and inspire. But when the current becomes too strong, it can sweep you away. Staying grounded is like anchoring yourself on solid ground, ensuring that no matter how wild the river gets, you remain steady and in control. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, it means understanding them, acknowledging them, and choosing not to let them run the show. Imagine this scenario: someone who once left you or wronged you suddenly reappears in your life. Your heart races, your mind floods with memories, and before you know it, you're on the verge of reacting, sending a long message, making a hasty phone call, or expressing emotions that haven't been fully processed. But ask yourself, what's the purpose of that reaction? Is it to prove something? To seek closure? To let them know how much they hurt you? In most cases, those impulsive responses aren't about resolution, they're about trying to regain control of a situation that once left you feeling powerless. The key is to pause. In that moment of emotional intensity, take a breath literally. Give yourself the space to process what you're feeling. When you pause, you create an opportunity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. This pause is where your power lies. It's where you remind yourself that you are no longer the person who needs validation or explanation to feel whole. Staying grounded also means being present. Instead of letting your mind spiral into what-ifs or past pain, bring your focus to the here and now. Ask yourself, what do I truly want in this moment? And what outcome aligns with the person I've become? When you're grounded, you're able to see the situation for what it is, not through the lens of old wounds or unresolved emotions. One of the most empowering things you can do is separate your feelings from your actions. It's okay to feel hurt, betrayed, or even hopeful when someone contacts you. Those feelings are valid and deserve acknowledgement. But your actions, the words you choose, the tone you use, and the boundaries you set should come from a place of self-respect and clarity. When you act from this place, you're not just reacting to the situation, you're asserting the person you've worked so hard to become. The first reaction is often the most remembered. It's the one that leaves an impression, the one that defines how others perceive you in that moment. If you allow yourself to be swept away by emotion, you risk giving away your power. But if you respond with grace, calmness, and intention, you show the world and yourself that you are in control. Control doesn't mean being cold or unfeeling. It means choosing strength over chaos. It means recognizing that you don't have to meet every situation with the intensity it brings. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to remain calm in the face of the storm. That calmness is not a sign of indifference. It's a testament to your inner strength and self-assurance. Staying grounded in emotional moments is about honoring yourself. It's about protecting your peace and maintaining the dignity you've worked so hard to cultivate. So the next time you're faced with a situation that tugs at your emotions, remember this: you have the power to define the course, and that power begins with staying grounded. There is a quiet power in restraint, a strength in holding back when the world urges you to explain, justify, or prove yourself. Too often, we feel compelled to fill silences with words, to provide explanations for our choices, our boundaries, and even our presence. But here's the truth: your worth does not hinge on someone else's understanding of you. It is inherent, immutable, and does not need validation from anyone outside of yourself. When someone reaches out, whether it's an old friend, a past love, or even a colleague who once doubted you, there is a temptation to explain everything. You may feel the urge to recount your growth, justify the decisions that led you to where you are, or even defend why you no longer fit into the version of yourself they once knew. But stop for a moment and ask yourself, why do I feel the need to explain? Most of the time, that urge stems from a desire to be understood, to prove our worth, or to seek validation for the choices we've made. Here's the thing: true dignity doesn't demand explanations. Dignity is quiet, it's self-assured. It's knowing that your value remains constant, regardless of whether or not others see it. When you over-explain, you inadvertently place your worth in the hands of others, asking them to approve or acknowledge what should never be up for debate. Silence, on the other hand, speaks volumes. It communicates confidence, self-respect, and a refusal to engage in unnecessary justifications. When someone questions you, your choices, your boundaries, or even your absence, your silence can carry a weight that no words ever could. It tells them, without a single syllable, that you owe them nothing, that you stand firm in who you are without needing to prove it. Think of silence as a mirror. When you refuse to over-explain, you hold up a reflection for others to face. It forces them to sit with their own questions, their own assumptions, and their own role in the situation. Sometimes people reach out not because they genuinely seek understanding, but because they're uncomfortable with the distance or the boundaries you've set. By staying silent, you place the responsibility for that discomfort squarely where it belongs on them. This doesn't mean you should never communicate. There is a time and place for conversations, for expressing your feelings, and for clarifying misunderstandings. But communication is not the same as over-explaining. Over-explaining often stems from a place of insecurity, a belief that if you don't justify yourself, others will misjudge or misunderstand you. But here's the reality: no amount of explanation can change how someone chooses to perceive you. And those who truly respect you won't require an explanation in the first place. When you embrace the power of silence, you reclaim your energy. You conserve the emotional and mental resources that might otherwise be spent trying to craft the perfect defense or narrative. Instead, you redirect that energy inward, using it to strengthen your sense of self-worth and peace. This is not about being cold or dismissive. It's about prioritizing your own well-being and refusing to engage in dynamics that diminish you. Let's not forget the element of mystery. When you choose not to over-explain, you create space for others to wonder, to reflect, and to recognize your growth on their own. That space is powerful. It challenges people to see you as you are now, rather than trying to fit you into the mold of who you used to be. And in that space, you give yourself the freedom to continue evolving without being tethered to others' expectations. Dignity is about knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. It's about recognizing that your worth is not a debate, a negotiation, or a question that needs an answer. When you let your silence carry the weight of your dignity, you stand in a quiet, unshakable power. You remind the world and yourself that you are enough, just as you are, and that is more than sufficient. In every interaction, you are given an opportunity to define who you are and what you stand for. When someone reaches out to you, especially if it's someone whose past actions may have tested your boundaries, you must approach the moment with clarity and resolve. This is your chance to articulate, perhaps without words, the standards you hold for yourself and the relationships you allow in your life. Clarity is power. When you know what you stand for, you move through the world with a sense of purpose and self-assurance. Your standards reflect your values, your self-respect, and the lessons you've learned along the way. They are not arbitrary rules or unrealistic expectations. They are the foundation of a life lived with integrity. And yet, in moments of vulnerability or nostalgia, it can be tempting to compromise those standards for the sake of connection, understanding, or even closure. But compromising on what you believe in comes at a cost, one that often leaves you feeling diminished or disrespected. To be clear about your standards, you must first be deeply in tune with yourself. Take time to reflect on what truly matters to you. What are your non-negotiables in relationships? What behaviors are unacceptable, no matter the circumstances? What do you deserve and what will you never tolerate again? Answering these questions honestly will provide you with the framework for setting boundaries that are firm yet fair. When someone contacts you, especially someone from your past, they are stepping into a new version of you. They may approach you with expectations rooted in who you used to be, not realizing that you've grown and evolved. This is your moment to show them that you are no longer willing to bend to meet old dynamics. You're not the same person they once knew, and your standards now reflect the strength and self-awareness you've cultivated. Being clear about your standards doesn't require you to explain them in detail. In fact, your actions often speak louder than any explanation ever could. How you respond or choose not to respond sets the tone. For instance, if someone tries to re-enter your life but offers only vague apologies or half-hearted efforts, your response can communicate volumes. By holding firm to your boundaries, you show that you value sincerity, effort, and mutual respect. There may be moments when standing by your standards feels difficult. Perhaps the other person tries to appeal to your emotions or uses charm to bypass the boundaries you've set. In these moments, it's crucial to remind yourself of why those standards exist in the first place. They are there to protect your peace, your dignity, and your well-being. Lowering them for temporary comfort or out of fear of losing someone will only lead to regret. It's important to recognize that being clear about your standards is not about being rigid or inflexible. It's about having a strong sense of self-worth and refusing to settle for less than you deserve. Clarity doesn't mean shutting people out, it means inviting only those who align with your values into your life. It's about creating a space where respect, honesty, and growth can thrive. When you uphold your standards, you send a powerful message, not just to others, but to yourself. You affirm that you are worthy of love and respect, and you set the expectation for how others should treat you. You also teach others how to approach you, not by demanding their compliance, but by demonstrating through your actions that you are serious about your boundaries. Your standards are a reflection of your self-love. They are not a wall to keep people out, but a guide for bringing the right people in. By being clear about what you stand for, you ensure that every interaction, every relationship, and every decision you make is aligned with the person you've worked so hard to become. Don't compromise. Stand firm in your truth and watch as the world begins to respect and reflect the strength within you. Growth is a deliberate choice, one that often comes with discomfort and the temptation to retreat into familiar patterns. Old habits, even those that once hurt you or held you back, can feel deceptively safe because they're known, predictable, and easy to slip into. But true growth demands more. It requires you to resist the gravitational pull of your past and step boldly into a new version of yourself, even when it feels unfamiliar or challenging. When someone contacts you, especially someone tied to a part of your life you've worked hard to move beyond, the opportunity to fall back into old patterns is at its peak. Perhaps it's the way they talk, the memories they evoke, or the emotional attachment you still feel. These triggers can be powerful, drawing you toward behaviors you thought you'd outgrown. But growth is not just about leaving the past behind, it's about proving to yourself time and time again that you are capable of more, that you deserve better, and that you are no longer defined by who you used to be. It's important to recognize the allure of old patterns for what it is: a desire for comfort and familiarity. Humans are creatures of habit, and our minds often default to what feels safe, even if that safety is an illusion. But just because something is familiar doesn't mean it's right for you. Growth happens when you step outside that comfort zone and choose a path that aligns with the person you're becoming, not the person you were. One of the first steps in avoiding old patterns is awareness. Pay attention to your triggers, the words, actions, or situations that make you want to revert to old habits. Once you identify these triggers, you can approach them with intention rather than reaction. For instance, if someone's words stir up feelings of self-doubt, Pause before responding. Remind yourself of the strength you've built and the lessons you've learned. By recognizing the pull of old patterns, you gain the power to resist them. Another key aspect is setting boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. Boundaries are a declaration of what you will and will not tolerate, and they serve as a shield against behaviors or relationships that no longer serve you. When you feel the urge to fall back into an old dynamic, remind yourself of the boundaries you've established. Ask yourself, does this align with the life I'm building? If the answer is no, hold the line, even when it's hard. Growth also requires a willingness to sit with discomfort. Choosing better often feels unfamiliar and awkward at first, because it challenges the deeply ingrained habits of the past. For example, saying no when you're used to saying yes can feel uncomfortable. Standing firm in your boundaries when someone pushes against them can feel isolating. But these moments of discomfort are where real growth happens. They are proof that you're breaking free from the patterns that once held you back. It's equally important to replace old patterns with new, healthier ones. Growth isn't just about saying no to the past, it's about saying yes to a better future. Create habits that reflect the life you want to live and the person you want to be. Whether it's practicing self-care, surrounding yourself with people who uplift you, or pursuing goals that align with your values, these new patterns will gradually become your default. That growth is a process, not a destination. You may stumble along the way, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, learning from each step, and refusing to let setbacks define you. Every time you resist the pull of old patterns, you reinforce your strength and commitment to a better version of yourself. Growth is about choosing yourself. It's about honoring the work you've done, the lessons you've learned, and the potential you hold. Don't let the comfort of old patterns rob you of the life you're capable of creating. You are no longer the person who settled for less, who accepted mistreatment, or who doubted their own worth. Embrace the discomfort of growth, and trust that the new patterns you're building will lead you to a life far greater than anything the past could ever offer. Confidence is a quiet strength, a steady force that speaks volumes without the need for excessive words or actions. It doesn't beg for attention or validation, it simply is. When someone contacts you, especially in moments where emotions might run high or stakes feel significant, staying confident and composed is your most powerful response. It shows that you know your worth, value your peace, and refuse to be swayed by external pressures or uncertainties. Confidence is not about arrogance or putting on a facade of superiority. It's about being secure in who you are and in the choices you've made. It's about showing the world and yourself that you don't need to overcompensate or act out of desperation to prove your value. Desperation, on the other hand, sends the opposite message. It implies a lack of control, a lack of self-assurance, and a fear of losing something or someone. But here's the truth: what is meant for you will never require you to chase it. Composure is an extension of confidence. It's the ability to remain calm and deliberate, even in situations that might provoke anxiety or uncertainty. People often mistake composure for indifference, but it's much more than that. It's a reflection of inner strength and self-control. By staying composed, you show that you're not easily rattled or swayed by circumstances. You convey that you're in charge of your emotions and that you won't let anyone else dictate your state of mind. Confidence is also about boundaries. When you know your worth, you won't allow others to overstep or treat you in ways that undermine your dignity. Staying confident and composed means holding firm to those boundaries, even when it's uncomfortable or when others try to test them. For instance, if someone contacts you with half-hearted intentions or vague apologies, your confident response might be to require clarity or to take a step back altogether. Your composure in those moments shows that you respect yourself enough to demand more. Desperation, by contrast, comes from a place of fear of rejection, fear of loss, or fear of being alone. But confidence knows that rejection is not a reflection of your value, and being alone is not a punishment but an opportunity for growth. When you respond from a place of confidence, you radiate a sense of abundance. showing that you don't need anyone or anything to complete you. This doesn't mean you don't care, it means you value yourself enough to wait for what aligns with your standards. Staying confident and composed also involves listening more than you speak. Often when emotions run high, the impulse is to over-explain, justify, or fill silences with words. But silence, when paired with confidence, can be incredibly powerful. It gives you the space to think, to process, and to respond thoughtfully rather than reactively. It also shows the other person that you're not in a rush to prove anything. Your confidence speaks for itself. In the moments where your confidence is tested, remind yourself of the bigger picture. This interaction, this conversation, this decision, it's all part of a larger journey. Staying composed doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, it means channeling them in a way that serves your growth rather than undermines it. Confidence is about showing up authentically, knowing that you are enough exactly as you are. Confidence is a choice you make every day. It's choosing to believe in yourself even when doubt creeps in. It's choosing to value your peace over temporary satisfaction. And it's choosing to respond to life's challenges with grace and dignity. When you stay confident and composed, you not only command respect from others, but also deepen the respect you have for yourself. You become a living example of strength, self-assurance, and quiet power, and that speaks louder than desperation ever could. Value is not something you declare, it's something you demonstrate. The way you carry yourself, the standards you set, and the actions you take all reflect how much you value yourself. When someone seeks to re-enter your life, it's essential to make it clear, not just through words but through your behavior, that access to you is a privilege, not a right. Letting someone earn their way back into your life isn't about playing games or withholding affection. It's about honoring the person you've become and ensuring that any relationship moving forward is built on mutual respect and effort. When you value yourself, you naturally set a standard for how others should treat you. You no longer settle for half measures, vague promises, or inconsistent behavior. Instead, you require consistency, clarity, and commitment before opening the door to someone who once had access to your heart. This doesn't mean you're unforgiving or closed off. It means you've learned the importance of protecting your peace and prioritizing your self-worth. Making someone earn their way back starts with boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they're guidelines that show others how to engage with you respectfully. If someone reaches out, assess their intentions. Are they coming back with genuine effort? Or are they testing the waters to see if they still have a hold on you? Be discerning. People who truly value you will respect your boundaries and put in the effort to show they're serious. Those who don't will reveal themselves quickly when faced with your firm but respectful standards. This is not a time for quick decisions or rushing back into old dynamics. Take the time to observe their actions, not just their words. Words can be easy, but consistent, thoughtful actions take effort. Are they showing up for you in a meaningful way? Are they respecting the growth you've achieved? Making someone earn access to you again means giving them the opportunity to prove their intentions through their behavior, not just their promises. It's equally important to focus on yourself during this time. When someone reappears, it can be tempting to shift your energy toward them, trying to analyze their motives or figure out where things stand. But the real work lies in continuing to prioritize your own growth and happiness. When you pour into yourself, whether through pursuing your passions, deepening your relationships with others, or practicing self-care, you reinforce the message that your world doesn't revolve around anyone else. This not only strengthens your sense of self, but also shows the other person that you are whole on your own. Letting someone earn access to you again is also about recognizing your own power. You are the gatekeeper of your life, and you get to decide who enters and stays. This isn't about control, it's about choice. You've worked hard to grow, heal, and become the person you are today. That work deserves to be protected. If someone wants to be a part of your life, they must align with the person you've become, not the person you used to be. Resist the urge to make it easy for them. Sometimes, out of a desire for reconciliation or closure, we give too much too soon. We accept apologies without seeing change. or we fall back into familiar patterns because they feel comfortable. But growth is about moving forward, not backward. By requiring someone to earn their place in your life, you're not being difficult or unkind, you're being intentional. You're showing that you value yourself enough to require more. This process is not about punishment, it's about respect for yourself and for the relationship you deserve. When you make someone earn access to you again, you set the foundation for a healthier dynamic. You're not settling for breadcrumbs or empty promises, you're inviting them to rise to meet you where you are. And if they're unwilling or unable to do so, you know that your worth is not diminished. You can walk away with your dignity intact, knowing that you chose yourself over anything less than you deserve. Making someone earn access to you again is an act of self-love. It's a declaration that you will no longer accept less than you are worth. It's a commitment to honoring your growth and ensuring that anyone who enters your life adds to it rather than diminishes it. When you hold yourself to this standard, you create space for relationships that are rooted in mutual respect, effort, and authenticity, and those are the only relationships worth having. In conclusion, making someone earn access to you again is not about punishment or playing games. It's about recognizing your own worth and ensuring that any relationship in your life aligns with the person you've become. By setting clear boundaries, observing actions over words, and continuing to invest in your own growth, you demonstrate to the world that your peace, time, and energy are not to be taken for granted. When you value yourself, you naturally set the standard for how others should treat you, and those who truly value you will respect that. This is an act of self-respect and self-love, and it is the foundation for healthier, more authentic relationships moving forward. Thank you for listening and reflecting on this message. Your journey toward valuing yourself and making others earn their place in your life is a powerful one, and I believe in your ability to continue building a life that reflects your worth.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, for a moment and imagine a life where everything you desire already exists, a life where your struggles are behind you and your dreams are your reality. Now open your eyes and realize this truth: resetting your life begins not outside but within you. The first step to resetting is imagination. Your imagination is the creator of your world. What you see, feel, and believe in the mind becomes the blueprint for your external reality. Do not underestimate the power of this inner world. Picture yourself living the life you desire and hold that vision steadfast, for it is the seed from which all transformation grows. But before you plant new seeds, you must clear the garden, detach from the weeds of doubt, fear, and the habits that no longer serve you. Let go of the stories you've told yourself about who you are and what you can or cannot achieve. Let go of relationships and situations that drain your energy. You cannot reset if you cling to the old. Release it all with grace, for what awaits is far greater than what you leave behind. As you step into this process, align yourself with the vision of your desired self. Ask yourself, who would I be if I were already living the life I want? How would I think, act, and feel? Embody that person now. Act as though it is already done, for this alignment signals the universe to respond in kind. Silence is your greatest ally during this reset. In the quiet moments, you will hear the whispers of your true desires. Shut out the noise of the world, the opinions, the doubts, the distractions. Sit in stillness, for it is there that clarity arises. The reset is not about adding more to your life, but about uncovering what has been buried beneath the noise. And above all, trust. Trust that as you let go of the past, the future will unfold in ways you cannot yet see. Faith is the bridge between the seen and the unseen, the known and the unknown. Believe in the power of your inner transformation, and the outer world will follow. Let gratitude be your companion. Even as you reset, give thanks for the lessons you've learned and for the new life unfolding before you. Gratitude accelerates the renewal, drawing to you everything you need and more. Now is the time to reset your life. Release the old, imagine the new, and step boldly into the reality you are creating. The power to transform lies within you, waiting to be awakened. Reset your life and let the journey begin. To reset your life, you must first understand the immense power of imagination, for it is the blueprint of your reality. Your imagination is not a passive faculty, it is the active creator of the world you experience. Everything you see, feel, and interact with in your external life begins within the realm of your inner world. It is the foundation upon which all of your experiences are built. When you redefine your inner world, you set the stage for profound transformation. Imagination is the silent architect of destiny. Every thought, vision, and emotion you entertain creates a vibration within you, and that vibration shapes the circumstances of your life. Often people live reactively, responding to the world as it is rather than consciously designing the world they wish to inhabit. This reactive way of living leads to cycles of repetition, living the same day, week, and year without meaningful change. To reset your life, you must break free from this loop and consciously imagine a new reality. Begin by asking yourself a vital question: what do I truly desire? Not what others expect of you or what you think you should want, but what resonates deeply within your soul. This is where the reset begins, by identifying and visualizing the life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Close your eyes and allow yourself to dream freely, unrestrained by limitations or doubts. Picture every detail vividly: the sights, the sounds, the emotions. The more real it feels in your imagination, the more powerfully it sets the foundation for manifestation. The key to this process is consistency. What you imagine persistently shapes your beliefs, and your beliefs guide your actions and decisions. Many people unknowingly sabotage their own growth by entertaining thoughts of lack, fear, and self-doubt. They allow their imagination to run wild with worst-case scenarios and negative self-talk, creating a reality that reflects those inner states. To reset your life, you must take control of your imagination, guiding it intentionally toward visions of abundance, joy, and success. It is not enough to simply imagine a new life once and hope for the best. The process requires discipline and faith. Every day, set aside time to enter the realm of your imagination, visualizing the life you wish to create. Feel the emotions as if it were already true. If you desire love, imagine the warmth and connection of being deeply cherished. If you seek financial freedom, imagine the security and ease of living in abundance. These feelings anchor your imagination in reality, bridging the gap between thought and experience. As you redefine your inner world, you will begin to notice subtle shifts in your outer reality. Opportunities that align with your vision will appear, often in unexpected ways. This is not coincidence, it is the natural response of the universe to the energy you emit. What you imagine consistently becomes the foundation of your reality, because your thoughts and emotions are powerful signals that attract corresponding experiences. This process is not without challenges. Doubts and fears may arise, whispering that your dreams are unrealistic or unattainable. In these moments, remind yourself that your imagination is limitless and that the outer world is but a reflection of your inner state. Persist in your vision, even when the evidence of change is not yet visible. Trust that the seeds you plant in your imagination will grow, as surely as a planted seed becomes a tree. The beauty of imagination is that it allows you to create anew at any moment. No matter where you are in life or what challenges you face, you have the power to envision a better future. It is never too late to reset. Each day is a fresh canvas, and your imagination is the paintbrush. By choosing thoughts of love, joy, and possibility, you rewrite the narrative of your life. Your imagination is not bound by the constraints of time, space, or circumstance. It operates on a higher plane, one where all things are possible. Embrace this truth and use your imagination to craft a vision so compelling that it propels you forward with confidence and determination. When you redefine your inner world, you reset your life entirely. The power is within you. Start imagining the reality you desire today. To reset your life, you must detach from what no longer serves you. This is an act of courage and self-awareness, a necessary step to create space for the new. The habits, thoughts, and relationships that have brought you to this point may not be the ones that will carry you forward. Holding on to them out of fear or familiarity only keeps you anchored to a past that no longer aligns with the life you envision. Letting go is not about abandonment or rejection, it is about liberation and renewal. The first step in this process is recognizing what no longer serves you. This requires honest reflection. Take a close look at your daily habits, those automatic actions and routines that shape your life. Ask yourself, are these habits leading me toward growth, or are they keeping me stagnant? Perhaps it's the endless scrolling through social media that drains your time and focus, or the unhealthy food choices that leave you feeling sluggish. While these habits may offer temporary comfort or distraction, they often come at the cost of your long-term well-being and progress. The thoughts are equally powerful. The stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you're capable of can either empower or limit you. Negative self-talk, doubts, and fears often become so ingrained that you mistake them for truth. Yet they are merely patterns of thought shaped by past experiences or societal conditioning. To reset your life, you must release these limiting beliefs. Begin by challenging them. When a thought arises that tells you I'm not good enough or I'll never succeed, question its validity. Replace it with affirmations that reflect your true potential. Remember, your mind is a garden, and you must be intentional about the seeds you plant. Relationships, too, play a significant role in shaping your reality. While human connections are vital, not all relationships are beneficial. Some people may uplift and inspire you, while others drain your energy or keep you tethered to old patterns. Detaching from relationships that no longer serve you can be one of the most challenging yet transformative steps in resetting your life. This does not mean severing ties with everyone who disagrees with you or causes conflict. Rather, it is about discerning whether a relationship supports your growth and aligns with your values. If it does not, it may be time to distance yourself or set healthy boundaries. Letting go requires more than recognition, it demands action. This is where many people hesitate. The thought of releasing what is familiar, even when it no longer serves you, can be daunting. Fear of the unknown often keeps us clinging to the past, but this fear is a barrier to transformation. To move forward, you must trust that what lies ahead is greater than what you leave behind. Remind yourself that by letting go, you are not losing but making space for something better. The process of detachment is not an act of rejection, but one of gratitude and closure. Honor the role that these habits, thoughts, or relationships played in your life. They served a purpose, whether to teach you a lesson, provide comfort, or help you grow. Acknowledge this purpose with gratitude and then release them with love. This act of release is liberating. It frees you from the weight of the past and opens the door to new opportunities. As you let go, be prepared for the discomfort that often accompanies change. Detachment can feel like stepping into a void, a space where the old has been removed, but the new has not yet arrived. Embrace this void as a fertile ground for transformation. It is in this space that you have the opportunity to redefine yourself and your life. Trust the process and know that the discomfort is temporary. Remember that letting go is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. Life is dynamic, and as you grow and evolve, there will always be things that you need to release. Make it a habit to periodically assess your life and ask yourself, does this serve my highest good? If the answer is no, have the courage to let it go. Detaching from what no longer serves you is not about loss, but about making space for the new. It is an act of faith, a declaration that you are ready to move forward. Trust in your ability to release the old and embrace the possibilities that await. Your future depends on your willingness to let go, and with each release, you step closer to the life you are meant to live. To align with the vision of your desired self, you must live from the end, imagining, feeling, and acting as though you have already become the person you aspire to be. This is not mere wishful thinking, but an intentional way of being that redefines your inner and outer world. Your desired self is not a distant possibility, it is a present reality waiting to be expressed. When you embody the mindset, emotions, and actions of this version of yourself, you collapse the gap between where you are and where you want to be. The first step in this alignment is clarity. Who is the person you want to become? What qualities, values, and achievements define this version of you? Paint a vivid picture in your mind down to the finest details. If your desired self is confident, successful, and compassionate, imagine how this person thinks, feels, and behaves. How do they approach challenges? What kind of relationships do they nurture? What goals do they pursue? And how do they carry themselves in everyday life? Clarity is essential because it creates a target for your thoughts and actions. Once you have a clear vision, the next step is to align your mindset with that of your desired self. This requires shifting your internal dialogue and beliefs to match the perspective of the person you aspire to be. If your desired self exudes confidence, you cannot continue entertaining thoughts of self-doubt and insecurity. Begin by affirming the qualities you seek. Tell yourself, I am confident, capable, and worthy. Speak these affirmations not as future hopes but as present truths. The more you repeat them, the more they become ingrained in your subconscious, reshaping your mental patterns. Emotions play a vital role in this process. Your feelings act as the fuel for your transformation. To align with your desired self, you must feel the emotions associated with that version of you as if they are already yours. If you aspire to be joyful and fulfilled, practice cultivating those feelings now. Close your eyes and immerse yourself in the sensation of joy, imagining the experiences that bring you fulfillment. Let the emotions wash over you, anchoring them in your present reality. This emotional alignment sends a powerful signal to your mind and body, reinforcing the idea that you are already living as your desired self. Actions are the bridge between thought and reality. To embody your desired self, you must act as though you are already that person. This does not mean pretending or putting on a facade, but genuinely making choices and taking steps that align with your vision. Ask yourself daily, what would my desired self do in this situation? If they would approach a task with determination, then so should you. If they would treat others with kindness and respect, embody those qualities in your interactions. Over time, these actions will create a ripple effect, reshaping your habits and reinforcing your new identity. Living from the end requires unwavering faith in your vision, even when external circumstances suggest otherwise. You may encounter moments of doubt or challenges that seem to contradict the reality you are creating. In these moments, remember that your external world is a reflection of your inner state. Persist in your vision, trusting that as you continue to align with your desired self, the outer world will naturally adjust to mirror your inner transformation. This alignment also calls for patience and consistency. Transformation is not an overnight process, but a journey of continual growth and refinement. Celebrate the small victories along the way, recognizing the shifts in your thoughts, emotions, and actions that bring you closer to your desired self. Each step, no matter how small, is a testament to your commitment and progress. Aligning with the vision of your desired self is an act of creation. It is about stepping into the truth of who you are meant to be, not waiting for circumstances to change, but actively shaping them through your inner alignment. When you live from the end, embodying the mindset, emotions, and actions of your desired self, you become a magnet for the life you envision. The transformation begins within, and as you align with this vision, you will find that the world around you begins to shift in response. Your desired self is not a distant dream, it is a reality you are creating in every moment. Start now and live as the person you are destined to be. Silence the noise around you to reconnect with the truth within. In a world saturated with constant activity and endless distractions, it's easy to lose sight of your authentic self. External voices, societal expectations, and the demands of daily life can drown out your inner guidance. To reset your life, you must retreat into solitude and stillness, creating a space where the noise fades and your deepest desires can surface. The first step is recognizing the value of stillness. In the busyness of life, stillness can feel unproductive or even uncomfortable. Yet it is in these quiet moments that clarity emerges. Imagine a glass of muddy water. Only when it is left undisturbed do the sediments settle, revealing the clear water beneath. Your mind works the same way. When you silence the noise, the mental clutter dissipates, allowing your authentic desires and thoughts to rise to the surface. Finding solitude is not about isolating yourself permanently, but carving out intentional moments to be alone. Create a space where you can retreat from the demands of the world. This might be a quiet room in your home, a park bench, or even a secluded corner of a library. The location matters less than the intention behind it, to create a sanctuary where external distractions cannot intrude. Once you've found your space, embrace the stillness. Turn off your devices, mute notifications, and let go of the urge to fill the silence with activity. At first, this quiet may feel foreign or even unsettling, as the mind is accustomed to constant stimulation. Thoughts may race, and you might feel the pull of unfinished tasks or the weight of unresolved emotions. Allow these sensations to come and go without judgment. Stillness is not about achieving perfect peace, but creating a space where you can observe your inner world without interference. As the external noise fades, begin to listen to the whispers of your inner truth. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Not what others expect of me, not what society values, but what resonates deeply with my soul. These desires often exist beneath layers of conditioning and fear, but in stillness they reveal themselves. Trust what arises in these moments. Your authentic desires are not random, they are the compass guiding you toward the life you are meant to live. Stillness also offers a chance to confront what is holding you back. The noise of daily life often serves as a distraction from unresolved fears, doubts, or past wounds. In silence, these issues may surface, demanding your attention. Rather than avoiding them, see this as an opportunity for healing and growth. Acknowledge these feelings, sit with them, and ask what they are teaching you. By facing these inner obstacles, you clear the path for a true reset. Cultivating stillness is not a one-time event, but an ongoing practice. Incorporate moments of quiet into your daily routine, even if only for a few minutes. Start your day with meditation, sit in silence during lunch, or take a walk without any distractions. These small practices create a habit of reconnecting with yourself, ensuring that the noise of life does not drown out your truth. The beauty of stillness is that it reconnects you to your innate power. When you strip away the external influences and listen to your inner voice, you remember that the answers you seek are already within you. You no longer need to chase validation or approval from others, because you are rooted in the truth of who you are. This self-awareness empowers you to make choices aligned with your authentic desires, setting the foundation for a life of purpose and fulfillment. As you silence the noise, you may notice a profound shift in your perspective. The problems that once seemed overwhelming lose their grip, and the path forward becomes clearer. Stillness brings with it a sense of calm and certainty, a reminder that you are not defined by the chaos around you, but by the peace within. The true reset begins when external distractions fade and you reconnect with the essence of who you are. In this quiet space, you can discern what truly matters, release what no longer serves you, and realign your life with your deepest desires. Silence the noise, embrace the stillness, and allow your inner truth to guide you forward. This is where transformation begins, not in the clamor of the world, but in the quiet wisdom of your soul. Trusting the power of belief is the cornerstone of any transformation. Your life will reset when you embrace the unwavering faith that change is not only possible but inevitable when aligned with your inner conviction. Belief is not a passive hope but an active force, a seed planted in the fertile soil of your imagination that, with care and attention, blossoms into tangible reality. To reset your life, you must first reset your mind, for it is belief that shapes the world around you. Belief begins with an inner vision, one that transcends your current circumstances. It is the ability to see beyond what is visible and hold steadfast to a possibility that is not yet manifest. This requires a willingness to detach from doubt and fear, those persistent voices that whisper, "It's too late," or "You're not capable," instead, replace these with affirmations of possibility. I am capable of change, my life is transforming, and everything I need is within me. These affirmations are not mere words, they are declarations of faith that signal to your subconscious mind to act in alignment with this new belief. Faith in unseen possibilities is the driving force behind every major shift. Consider the great innovations, movements, and personal triumphs throughout history. None of them began with certainty in the outer world, but with an inner conviction that defied the evidence of the senses. This is the essence of belief, trusting in the reality of something before it can be proven or seen. To reset your life, you must adopt this same mindset, believing not in what is but in what can be. Belief is powerful because it influences every aspect of your being. It reshapes your thoughts, fuels your emotions, and directs your actions. When you truly believe in the possibility of transformation, you begin to think in ways that align with your desired outcome. Your thoughts become more optimistic and solution-oriented, paving the way for creative ideas and new opportunities. Your emotions shift from fear and frustration to hope and excitement, energizing you to take bold steps forward. Even your body responds to belief, radiating confidence and attracting positive interactions. It's important to understand that belief is not about ignoring reality, but about reinterpreting it. Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, view them as stepping stones. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you can create. This shift in perspective is crucial because your outer world is a reflection of your inner state. As you cultivate belief, the energy of transformation begins to ripple outward, reshaping circumstances to align with your vision. Belief requires persistence. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, when the progress seems slow, or when setbacks make you question your path. These are the moments that test the strength of your conviction. Instead of succumbing to doubt, use it as an opportunity to reaffirm your faith. Remind yourself of why you began this journey and the vision that inspired you. Revisit the emotions of success and fulfillment as though they are already yours. Each time you choose belief over doubt, you strengthen the foundation of your transformation. Trusting the power of belief also means letting go of the need to control every detail. Transformation often unfolds in ways that are unpredictable and beyond your comprehension. Have faith that as you hold your vision and act in alignment with it, the universe will conspire to bring it into being. This does not mean sitting back and waiting, but actively participating in the process, knowing that the how is not your concern. Your role is to stay rooted in belief and take inspired action, trusting that the results will unfold in perfect timing. The power of belief extends beyond individual transformation. It influences the energy you project into the world. When you believe in your potential, others begin to see it too. Your conviction inspires and uplifts, creating a ripple effect that extends far beyond your personal life. This interconnectedness is a testament to the profound impact of belief, not only on your life but on those around you. Gratitude is a transformative force that accelerates renewal, bridging the lessons of the past with the possibilities of the future. It is not simply a response to what is already present, it is an active state of being that aligns you with the life you desire. To reset your life and invite new experiences, cultivate gratitude not only for what has been but also for what is yet to come. In doing so, you create a powerful energy that magnetizes the life you seek. The first step in practicing gratitude is acknowledging the lessons of the past. Often we view our struggles and challenges with regret or resentment, wishing they had unfolded differently. However, every experience, no matter how painful, carries within it the seed of growth and wisdom. Reflect on the moments that tested you, the decisions that shaped you, and the paths that led you to where you are now. Instead of lamenting what could have been, express gratitude for the strength, insight, and resilience these experiences have given you. They are the foundation upon which your renewal is built. Gratitude for the past is not about glorifying difficulties, but recognizing their role in your evolution. It allows you to release the weight of regret and bitterness, freeing yourself to move forward with clarity and purpose. By appreciating the journey you've traveled, you honor the person you have become and set the stage for the transformation you seek. Equally important is cultivating gratitude for the future unfolding. This requires a shift in perspective, seeing the future not as uncertain or threatening, but as an open canvas filled with infinite possibilities. When you express gratitude for what is yet to manifest, you align yourself with the energy of abundance and expectation. This is not wishful thinking, but a profound act of faith that bridges the present moment with the reality you are creating. Visualize the life you desire and feel gratitude as though it were already yours. Imagine the joy, peace, and fulfillment that come with living this new reality. Let this gratitude fill your heart, radiating outward into every aspect of your being. This practice is a powerful signal to the universe, affirming your readiness to receive and experience the transformation you seek. Gratitude acts as a magnet, drawing opportunities, people, and circumstances that align with your vision. Living in gratitude also shifts your focus from lack to abundance. Instead of dwelling on what you don't have or what isn't working, you begin to see the blessings already present in your life. This shift in mindset creates a ripple effect, amplifying positive emotions and attracting more of what you appreciate. Gratitude becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, where the more you give thanks, the more you find to be thankful for. To integrate gratitude into your life, start with simple daily practices. Begin each morning by reflecting on 3 things you are grateful for, no matter how small. It could be the warmth of the sun, the sound of a loved one's voice, or the breath that sustains you. At the end of the day, take a moment to review the events that unfolded, giving thanks for the lessons, connections, and experiences that enriched your day. These practices, though seemingly small, build a foundation of gratitude that permeates your entire being. Gratitude also requires presence. Often we become so focused on the past or future that we overlook the blessings of the present moment. Pause throughout your day to notice and appreciate the beauty around you: a blooming flower, a kind gesture, or the rhythm of your heartbeat. These moments of presence anchor you in gratitude, reminding you of the abundance that already exists in your life. Gratitude is not only a personal practice, but a way to deepen your connection with others. Expressing appreciation to the people in your life strengthens relationships and fosters a sense of belonging. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you or a simple acknowledgement of someone's effort, these acts of gratitude create a positive exchange of energy that benefits both giver and receiver. As you embrace gratitude, you will notice a profound shift in your perspective and experiences. Challenges become opportunities for growth, setbacks reveal hidden blessings, and life unfolds with a sense of wonder and possibility. Gratitude is the bridge between where you are and where you wish to be, a reminder that renewal is always within reach. In resetting your life, let gratitude be your guide. Appreciate the lessons that have shaped you, give thanks for the blessings already present, and hold gratitude for the future you are creating. This practice will not only accelerate your renewal, but transform the way you see and experience life. Gratitude is the key to unlocking the fullness of your potential and stepping into the abundant, renewed life that awaits you. In the journey to reset your life, the power lies within you. Each principle we explored: redefining your inner world, releasing what no longer serves you, aligning with your desired self, silencing external noise, trusting in belief, and embracing gratitude, forms a roadmap to transformation. By committing to these practices, you reclaim your power, create space for renewal, and step confidently into a future shaped by your deepest desires. The reset you seek does not come from external circumstances, but from a shift within. As you embrace these truths, life will naturally reorganize itself to reflect the new, empowered version of you. Trust the process, hold faith in unseen possibilities, and carry gratitude as your compass. In doing so, you align yourself with the boundless potential of creation. Thank you for embarking on this journey of renewal and self-discovery. The life you desire is already within your reach. Step forward and claim it. My friends, we live in a world that thrives on the chase. From the moment we wake up, we are conditioned to pursue, to fight, and to run after the things we desire. But let me tell you a secret, a profound truth that holds the key to unlocking all that you dream of. Stop chasing, and it will come to you. Understand this: chasing is rooted in lack. When you chase something, you are telling the universe, I do not have this, and I need it to feel complete. This mindset creates a gap, a distance between you and your desire. The more you run, the further it seems to drift away. Why? Because your focus on not having is the very energy that keeps it out of reach. Let us shift our focus inward. The truth is, you already possess everything you desire. The life you long for, the love you seek, the wealth you crave, it exists within you, waiting for acknowledgement. When you align with the feeling of already having it, the outer world must reflect this inner state. This is not magic, it is law. So how do you stop chasing and begin attracting? Start by assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Close your eyes and dwell in the end. See yourself as already being the person you wish to be. Feel the joy, the peace, the satisfaction. Hold this state in your imagination and watch as the world conforms to mirror your belief. Detachment is your ally in this journey. To detach does not mean to stop caring, it means to release the desperation that keeps you bound. Trust that what you desire is on its way, moving toward you with divine precision. Just as the sun rises without your effort, so too will your manifestations unfold in perfect timing. And while you wait, do not be idle. Prepare yourself to receive. If you desire love, become the embodiment of love. If you long for abundance, live as though you already have it. When you act as if it is already yours, you create a powerful signal that draws your desire closer. Remember the power of stillness. In silence, the greatest transformations occur. Stop chasing and let the current of life carry you. The river does not force its flow, it moves effortlessly toward the sea. So too must you trust in the natural order of things. Stop running after what is already yours. Claim it with the quiet assurance of one who knows it is done. Your desire will find you not through effort, but through alignment. Stop chasing, my friends, and watch as the universe brings it to your doorstep. For what is meant for you cannot miss you, and what you truly believe to be yours is already here. The idea that you must believe you already have what you desire is a profound shift in perspective, one that challenges conventional thinking. Most people are conditioned to see life as a series of steps, where effort and struggle are the only means to achieve success. But the truth is far more empowering. Your state of mind is the key to shaping your reality. When you internalize this truth, life ceases to be a pursuit and becomes an effortless unfolding of your desires. Belief is not merely wishful thinking, it is a knowing, a certainty that transcends doubt. To believe you already have what you desire means to embody the feeling of that reality as if it is already here. This requires a mental discipline to detach from what the physical world currently shows you. It is easy to look around and see lack, to feel the absence of what you want. But when you choose to focus inward and hold the vision of your fulfilled desire, you begin to reprogram your mind and consequently the reality that surrounds you. Your state of mind is the foundation of your experience. The external world is a reflection of your internal state. If you feel poor, unworthy, or unloved, the world will mirror these beliefs back to you. Conversely, when you feel abundant, confident, and cherished, life naturally aligns with these states. The change begins within you, not through force or effort, but through the deliberate cultivation of belief. This is the essence of assuming the wish fulfilled. You step into the version of yourself who already possesses what you seek. This process is not about pretending or ignoring reality, but about shifting your focus. Consider a seed planted in the ground. You do not see it growing immediately, but you believe it will sprout because you understand the natural process. Similarly, when you plant the seed of your desire in your mind and nurture it with belief, it begins to take root in unseen ways. The results may not be instant, But the growth is inevitable if your belief remains steadfast. To fully embrace this principle, you must learn to live in the end. Living in the end means you stop waiting for external confirmation of your desires. Instead, you generate the feelings and thoughts associated with having already received what you want. For example, if you desire financial abundance, do not focus on the struggle of not having enough. Instead, dwell in the feelings of security, freedom, and gratitude that wealth brings. When you make this shift, your thoughts, actions, and energy align with your desired state, drawing it closer to you. Attachment plays a crucial role in this process. When you truly believe something is yours, there is no need to cling to it or chase after it. Imagine ordering a meal at a restaurant. Once you place the order, you trust it will be prepared and brought to your table. You do not fret or worry about how it will happen. This same trust must be applied to your desires. Detach from the how and when and rest in the certainty that it is done. Challenges will arise, as the world around you may still reflect your old beliefs. In those moments, it is vital to hold firm to your new state of mind. Resist the temptation to react to circumstances that seem contrary to your desires. Instead, reaffirm your belief and return to the feeling of already having what you seek. Remember, the outer world is a lagging indicator. It takes time for your new mental state to materialize fully. The beauty of this practice is that it empowers you to become the creator of your reality. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, other people, or random events. You hold the reins of your life through the thoughts and beliefs you choose to entertain. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you align with the creative forces of the universe and open the door for your desires to manifest. Belief is the bridge between the seen and unseen, the physical and the spiritual. When you embody the state of having, you collapse the distance between where you are and where you wish to be. Trust in this principle, and you will see your world transform in ways that seem miraculous. For what you truly believe, you will inevitably receive. Energy follows focus. This is a simple yet profound truth that governs every aspect of our lives. Whatever we give our attention to, we magnify. When we chase something, pouring energy into wanting, needing, and yearning for it, we unintentionally create a barrier between ourselves and the very thing we desire. Why? Because the act of chasing acknowledges its absence. It says, I don't have this, and I need to fill the void, and so the more we chase, the more the object of our desire seems to elude us, perpetuating a cycle of frustration and lack. To break this cycle, we must shift our focus. Instead of dwelling on what we lack, we align ourselves with the feeling of already having it. This shift is not about pretending or fooling ourselves, but about recognizing the energetic power of focus. When you focus on what you already possess, or the feeling of having your desire fulfilled, you align with a state of abundance. This alignment is magnetic. It draws your desires to you effortlessly, without the need for force or pursuit. Imagine you are holding a butterfly in your hands. If you try to grip it tightly, it will struggle and may fly away. But if you hold it gently, allowing it the freedom to stay or leave, it will often choose to remain. This is the same principle at work with your desires. Chasing them creates resistance, while aligning with their energy allows them to come to you naturally. The feeling of already having what you desire is the key to this alignment. Think about a time when you truly felt at peace, when you were not chasing after anything but simply enjoying the present moment. In those moments, life seems to flow effortlessly. Opportunities arise and everything falls into place. This is because your energy is focused on contentment and gratitude, which naturally attract more of the same. By contrast, when your energy is consumed by longing and pursuit, you emit a frequency of lack, pushing your desires further away. This principle applies to all areas of life. If you are chasing love, you may find that it seems to slip through your fingers. This is because the energy of chasing is rooted in a belief that you are not enough as you are. Instead, when you embody the feeling of being loved and cherished, you naturally attract relationships that reflect that state. The same is true for wealth, success, or any other desire. When you act as though you already have it, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Alignment is not about sitting idly by and waiting for things to happen. It is an active process of tuning your thoughts, emotions, and actions to the frequency of your desires. This means cultivating gratitude for what you have, visualizing your desired outcome, and taking inspired actions that resonate with the state of having, not lacking. For instance, if you desire financial abundance, focus on the ways in which you already experience abundance, whether it's the food on your table, the roof over your head, or the support of loved ones. By appreciating these things, you amplify the energy of abundance, attracting more of it into your life. Detachment is also a crucial part of this process. When you are truly aligned with the feeling of having, you do not need to chase or cling to your desires. You trust that they are already on their way to you, just as you trust the sun to rise each morning. This trust allows you to let go of desperation and anxiety, creating a space for your desires to manifest. It is important to understand that the external world is a reflection of your internal state. If you focus on lack, you will see lack. If you focus on abundance, you will see abundance. This is not about denying reality, but about choosing which reality you wish to create. By aligning your energy with the feeling of already having what you desire, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is present, transforming your experience from one of chasing to one of receiving. This shift requires practice and patience. The mind is often conditioned to focus on problems and unmet needs. But with consistent effort, you can train yourself to redirect your focus toward fulfillment and abundance. Meditation, visualization, and affirmations are powerful tools for this purpose. By immersing yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you rewire your mind and energy to align with your desires. What you seek is not outside of you, it is within. When you stop chasing and start aligning, you step into your true power as a creator of your reality. You realize that you do not need to run after your desires because they are already yours. Your focus becomes a beacon, drawing everything you need into your life with ease and grace. Detaching from lack is one of the most transformative steps you can take in manifesting the life you desire. Chasing, by its very nature, arises from a mindset rooted in scarcity. It sends a powerful message to yourself and the universe that you believe something is missing from your life. This belief creates a gap of space between where you are and where you want to be, and that gap becomes a barrier to achieving your desires. To truly attract what you seek, you must shift your focus from lack to abundance. This shift is not just about changing your thoughts, it's about changing the energy you radiate. When you chase after something, whether it's love, wealth, or success, you are affirming its absence. Your actions and thoughts are driven by the idea that you need to close the gap between you and your desire. However, this very act of chasing reinforces the separation. The harder you try to grasp it, the more elusive it becomes. Think of it like water in your hands. If you squeeze too tightly, it slips away. The key is to loosen your grip, to trust that what you desire is already on its way to you. Detachment from lack begins with recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life. This is not about settling or pretending that everything is perfect, it's about shifting your perspective. Take a moment to reflect on the things you already have that bring you joy, comfort, and peace. These might be small things, like the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a loved one, or the roof over your head. By focusing on these blessings, you cultivate a sense of gratitude, which is the foundation of abundance. Gratitude shifts your energy from wanting to having, and in doing so, you align yourself with the state of receiving. Abundance is a state of mind, not a measure of external possessions. It is the inner knowing that you are always supported, that life is unfolding in your favor, and that there is enough for everyone, including you. When you embrace this state, you stop chasing because you no longer feel the need to fill a void. Instead, you trust that everything you desire is already available to you in one form or another. This trust creates a magnetic energy that draws your desires to you effortlessly. The practice of detachment also requires letting go of the how and when of your manifestations. Often people chase their desires because they want to control every detail of how they will come to fruition. But this control is an illusion rooted in fear and doubt. True abundance flows when you release the need to micromanage the process. Imagine planting a seed in the soil. You do not dig it up every day to check if it's growing. Instead, you trust the natural process, knowing that with time, water, and sunlight, the seed will sprout. Your desires are no different. Plant them in the fertile soil of your mind, nurture them with belief, and trust the timing of their manifestation. Letting go of lack also means shifting your identity. Instead of identifying as someone who is seeking, identify as someone who has already received. This shift is not about pretending, but about embodying the feelings and thoughts of abundance. How would you act if you already had the love, wealth, or success you desire? How would you carry yourself? What choices would you make? Start living from that place now and watch how your external reality begins to mirror your internal state. One of the greatest challenges in detaching from lack is overcoming the pull of the external world. It is easy to focus on what appears to be missing when your senses are bombarded with evidence of scarcity. But remember, the outer world is a reflection of your inner state. If you focus on lack, you will see lack. If you focus on abundance, you will see abundance. This is not about denying reality, but about choosing which reality to amplify. By consistently redirecting your attention to abundance, you rewrite the narrative of your life. Understand that detachment does not mean indifference. It does not mean you stop caring about your desires or give up on your dreams. Detachment is about releasing the desperate need for outcomes and trusting in the natural flow of life. It is about finding peace in the present moment while remaining open to the blessings that are on their way. When you detach from lack, you create space for miracles to occur. You become a vessel through which abundance flows freely, and what you once chased now flows to you effortlessly. Detach from lack, embrace abundance, and trust the process. When you do, you will find that life has a way of surprising you with gifts beyond your imagination. The key is not to chase but to align, not to force but to trust. And in that trust, everything you desire will come to you. The power of stillness is one of the most profound forces in the universe, yet it is often overlooked in our busy, chaotic lives. We live in a world that glorifies action, noise, and constant motion. Yet it is in the quiet moments of stillness that the seeds of manifestation truly take root. Stillness is not passivity, it is a deliberate state of being, a conscious alignment with the flow of life. When you embrace stillness, you create a fertile environment where your desires can unfold naturally, without force or struggle. Silence and trust are the cornerstones of this practice. Silence allows you to withdraw from the external distractions that pull your focus away from your inner world. It is in silence that you reconnect with your true self, the part of you that is infinite, boundless, and already complete. When you step into stillness, you tune out the noise of doubt and fear, and you begin to hear the quiet whisper of your intuition, which guides you toward your desires with ease and clarity. It just amplifies the power of stillness. It is the unwavering belief that the universe is working on your behalf even when you cannot see the evidence. Trust allows you to let go of the need to control every aspect of the manifestation process. When you trust, you stop resisting the natural flow of life, and you allow things to unfold in their perfect time and way. Trust is not about blind faith, it is about aligning with the deep knowing that everything is already working out for your highest good. You move away from the frantic energy of chasing and striving. Chasing creates resistance because it acknowledges lack. It says, I don't have this, and I must work hard to get it. Stillness, on the other hand, embodies a state of having. It says, I am already complete, and everything I desire is already mine. This shift in perspective is powerful because it aligns you with the energy of abundance. It is in this state of quiet confidence that manifestation flows effortlessly. Consider the natural world as an example. A tree does not strain or struggle to grow. It does not rush the process or doubt that it will bear fruit. It simply remains rooted, trusting the cycles of nature to bring rain, sunlight, and nourishment at the right time. This is the essence of stillness, being grounded in trust and allowing life to unfold as it is meant to. When you adopt this mindset, you stop trying to force outcomes, and you start allowing miracles to happen. Stillness also creates a space for clarity. When your mind is constantly busy, it becomes cluttered with conflicting thoughts and emotions. This mental noise can block your ability to receive the intuitive guidance that is necessary for manifestation. In stillness, the clutter dissolves and your mind becomes like a calm, clear lake. It is in this clarity that you can see the next step, feel the nudge of inspiration, or recognize the opportunities that align with your desires. Stillness does not mean doing nothing, it means acting from a place of centeredness and alignment rather than fear or desperation. Many people fear stillness because it requires them to confront themselves. In the silence, you may become aware of doubts, fears, or limiting beliefs that you have suppressed. But this awareness is a gift because it allows you to release what no longer serves you. Stillness is a healing space where transformation can occur. As you sit with yourself, you begin to recognize your inherent worth and power. You realize that you do not need to chase or prove anything because everything you need is already within you. Trusting stillness is a practice. It requires patience and persistence, especially in a world that encourages constant activity. Meditation is a powerful tool for cultivating stillness. By sitting in silence and focusing on your breath, you train your mind to let go of distractions and rest in the present moment. Visualization is another effective practice. In the stillness, imagine yourself already living your desired reality. Feel the emotions, see the details, and embody the state of having. This focused stillness sends a powerful signal to the universe, aligning you with your desires. The power of stillness is transformative because it aligns you with the flow of life rather than fighting against it. It is a state of surrender, not in the sense of giving up, but in the sense of allowing. When you trust the process, you stop clinging to timelines and outcomes. You let go of the how and the when, and you open yourself to possibilities greater than you could have imagined. Stillness is where faith and action meet. It is the fertile ground where your desires take root, grow, and bloom into reality. In embracing stillness, you tap into the infinite potential within you. You become a co-creator with the universe, not through force or effort, but through alignment and trust. Silence becomes your ally, and trust becomes your foundation. Together, they create an environment where your desires unfold naturally and effortlessly. The essence of manifestation lies in the principle of feeling it real, embodying the emotions and mental state of fulfillment now. This idea, simple yet profound, carries the power to reshape your reality. The physical world you experience is not separate from your inner state. It is a mirror reflecting your beliefs, emotions, and assumptions. To change the reflection, you must first change what is projected from within. Feeling it real is the practice of aligning your inner world with the outcome you desire, knowing that the outer world will inevitably conform to match. When you feel it real, you are not waiting for evidence to appear in your physical reality before embracing the emotions of fulfillment. Instead, you create those feelings within yourself as if your desire has already been realized. This is not pretending or wishful thinking, it is the deliberate cultivation of a state of being that aligns with the reality you want to experience. Your imagination becomes the tool through which you shift your inner state, and your feelings serve as the fuel that drives this transformation. The foundation of feeling it real is understanding that your emotions are creative forces. Every thought you think and every emotion you feel carries a vibration, and this vibration resonates with similar frequencies in the universe. When you embody the feeling of already having what you desire, you send out a powerful signal that draws that experience toward you. The universe responds to your state of being, not to your wishes or words. It is the feelings behind your thoughts that carry the creative power. To practice feeling it real, begin by identifying your desire. Be clear and specific about what you want to experience. Once you have a clear vision, close your eyes and imagine yourself already living that reality. Engage all your senses in this mental rehearsal. See the details, hear the sounds, smell the scents, and feel the textures. But most importantly, focus on the emotions you would feel if your desire were already fulfilled. Would you feel joy, gratitude, relief, or excitement? Allow those emotions to rise within you and let them saturate your entire being. As you hold this mental and emotional state, you may notice that your mind tries to pull you back into doubt or disbelief. It may remind you of your current circumstances or question the possibility of your desire coming true. This is natural, as your mind has been conditioned to focus on the external world. The key is not to resist these thoughts, but to gently redirect your focus back to the feeling of fulfillment. Repetition strengthens the connection between your inner state and your desired outcome. Feeling it real is not just about isolated moments of visualization, it is about embodying this state throughout your day. Ask yourself, how would I act if I already had what I wanted? What choices would I make? How would I carry myself? Begin to live as if your desire is already yours. This does not mean spending recklessly or pretending to be someone you are not. It means aligning your actions, thoughts, and energy with the version of you who has already achieved the goal. One of the most powerful aspects of feeling it real is the way it transforms your relationship with the present moment. Instead of seeing the present as a place of lack, you begin to see it as the fertile ground where your future is taking shape. You stop waiting for happiness, success, or love to arrive and start experiencing those feelings now. This shift not only accelerates the manifestation process, but also enriches your life in the present. Another key element of this practice is trust. When you embody the feeling of fulfillment, you must trust that the physical world will conform, even if there is no immediate evidence. Trust is what allows you to let go of doubts and remain rooted in your inner state. It is the bridge between your imagination and reality. By trusting the process, you release the need to control or force outcomes, allowing the universe to orchestrate the details in ways that often exceed your expectations. The beauty of feeling it real lies in its simplicity. It does not require complex rituals or external tools. It requires only your willingness to shift your focus inward and cultivate the emotions you wish to experience. This practice empowers you to become the creator of your reality, showing you that you are never a victim of circumstances, but always a participant in the unfolding of your life. Divine timing is the profound truth that the universe operates in perfect harmony, orchestrating events in ways far beyond human understanding. It is the realization that everything unfolds at the right time and in the right way, even when it does not align with your personal plans or expectations. To embrace divine timing is to step into a state of trust, surrendering your need to control the when and how of life's unfolding, while knowing that every moment is precisely as it should be. At its core, divine timing teaches patience and trust in the unseen forces working behind the scenes of your life. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up daily to check if it is growing. You trust the natural processes to unfold. Similarly, when you set an intention or a desire, the universe begins to rearrange circumstances, opportunities, and people to bring that intention into reality. However, just as a seed requires time to germinate, sprout, and bloom, your manifestations require the same careful unfolding. The human perspective is often limited to immediate desires and tangible results. You may want something to happen now, believing it is the best possible moment, but the universe operates with infinite wisdom. It sees the bigger picture, considering factors and connections you cannot yet perceive. What may feel like a delay or a setback is often the universe aligning the perfect conditions for your highest good. Divine timing is not about denial, it is about delivering in alignment with the most favorable outcome. And trusting divine timing requires releasing the illusion of control. When you attempt to force things or rush outcomes, you create resistance and often invite unnecessary struggle. This resistance stems from the fear that things won't work out, that you'll miss an opportunity, or that your desires won't materialize. But the truth is that the universe has never missed a beat. Everything you need comes precisely when you are ready to receive it, not a moment earlier or later. Readiness is a key component of divine timing. Often the very things you desire require you to grow into the person who can receive and sustain them. The time it takes for your desires to manifest is not a punishment or delay, but a period of preparation. During this time, you may be learning lessons, developing skills, or clearing limiting beliefs that would otherwise hinder your ability to fully embrace what you seek. The universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you are prepared for. Surrendering to divine timing does not mean passivity or inaction. It means acting in alignment with your inner guidance while releasing the need for immediate results. It is about being present and engaged in the journey rather than fixating on the destination. Each step you take, no matter how small, contributes to the greater unfolding of your desires. When you trust divine timing, you approach each day with faith and confidence, knowing that everything is moving toward fulfillment in perfect order. Gratitude is a powerful practice that aligns you with divine timing. When you appreciate what you have and where you are, you shift your focus from lack to abundance. Gratitude signals to the universe that you trust its process and are open to receiving more. This state of appreciation creates a magnetic energy that attracts your desires while allowing you to enjoy the present moment fully. Gratitude transforms waiting into a sacred experience, where every moment becomes an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Divine timing also teaches you the value of detachment. When you are overly attached to a specific outcome or timeline, you limit the universe's ability to bring you something even better. Detachment does not mean giving up on your desires, it means releasing your grip on how and when they will manifest. It is the freedom to let go and trust that the universe knows the perfect path to fulfillment. Often when you release your attachment, you create space for miracles to occur. Looking back on your life, you can likely see examples of divine timing at work. Perhaps a delayed opportunity led to something even greater, or a chance encounter at the perfect moment changed your trajectory. These moments are not coincidences, they are the visible threads of the universe's intricate tapestry. When you recognize the synchronicities and patterns in your life, you deepen your trust in the divine order of things. The beauty of divine timing lies in its ability to deliver not just what you want, but what you need. It ensures that your desires come into your life at the exact moment when they can bring the most joy, fulfillment, and growth. It honors your journey, allowing you to evolve into the best version of yourself, while preparing you to receive your blessings with grace and gratitude. To trust divine timing is to release the weight of impatience and fear. It is to stand in the present moment with faith, knowing that the universe is always working in your favor. Each step, each pause, and each delay is part of a grander design, leading you toward a life of greater alignment and purpose. When you embrace divine timing, you align with the flow of life, allowing it to carry you effortlessly toward your dreams. In conclusion, life is a profound dance between desire and surrender, between intention and trust. The key to manifesting effortlessly lies in understanding that the universe operates in perfect harmony, always working for your highest good. When you stop chasing, align with your inner state, and trust in divine timing, you allow life to unfold with grace and ease. Each moment becomes an opportunity to grow, to feel deeply, and to prepare for the blessings that are already making their way to you. It is not the striving or the chasing that brings your desires into reality, but the stillness, the belief, and the alignment with abundance within you. The universe responds to your energy, and when you embody fulfillment now, you become a magnet for all that you seek. Trust the process, release the need to control, and know that what is meant for you will never miss you. Thank you for allowing these words to resonate with you today. May you walk forward with faith, peace, and the unwavering assurance that everything you desire is already on its way.